that part, you know? Good, so you found that helpful.
Yes.
Well, let's do some recognition. We did not get a chance. If you were a B Achiever in the month of December, we want you to stand up. B Achiever, that means you scored at least 600. Congratulations. Is there any B Achievers for January already? Stand up. Good. We have a Great Start qualifier in Twyla. Anybody else? Great Start qualifier, brand new.
Shoes from December.
From December. Good. Okay. And how about new team members? We need to meet some new team members. Oh, we could send that down tomorrow. New team members.
So which month? Just this month?
Let's just say if you feel like you're new. Yeah, this quarter. Come on up.
Brand
Let's meet them really quick because I want them to feel like, you know, we know their name at least. Is there anybody that did not get their Mary Kay pin yet?
She did.
Oh, okay.
We have a copy of that next Tuesday,
What?
Monday.
Nobody got their pin yet? What? Okay, come up front, you guys. You need your pins. Come on up front if you did not get your Mary Kay pin. Okay, sounds good. All right, come over here. Let's line up right over here, you guys. Okay.
I lost my earring, my bee earring, somewhere here too.
Oh, it's in here? Okay.
I don't know if it's
Find
in
it.
here. If somebody finds the bee thing, earring with the.
It's the long one with the.
Yeah.
So what we're going to share, ladies, is just your name and then why are you so excited to be a part of Mary Kay, okay? Or what made you decide to join us? So let's start with you.
I'm Teresa. I actually joined Mary Kay through Leanne. And I don't know, I'm excited to meet new people.
Awesome! Let's give her a
So my name is Denise Johnson, and I joined Mary Kay because I keep coming back to Mary Kay. And I was introduced to Mary Kay probably when she started, I don't know. But I want everybody to know, don't let that opportunity pass by.
Hi, I'm Twyla Johnson, and I joined Mary Kay because of Denise. No, I'm just kidding. Because I have goals and dreams, and I know that Mary Kay can provide that vision.
Yeah!
My name is Katie, and I joined Mary Kay because why not?
Why not?
That's a great answer.
I'm Tina Eldridge, and I joined Mary Kay to start my own business.
Awesome!
I'm Colleen. I'm actually through a Sioux Falls team, but Cindy is my adopted director here in the Custer area. And yeah, so I joined to provide a comfortable lifestyle for my husband and I, and to help enrich women's lives.
Those are great answers, you guys.
Awesome.
We definitely want to say a prayer for Colleen's director. You probably saw this morning, Andia was in a car accident on the way home from leadership in Iowa.
Oh, no.
I don't know how many there were of them. 4?
3 and a dog.
3 and a dog. And it was pretty serious. I mean, they all have some injuries and stuff, but we'll just say some quick prayers for them, guys. That was tough. But let's give them all another round of applause.
So Denise, Twyla, Tina, can you come over here a second? I just want to get a picture.
You want to get a picture? She's got a team growing over there. Okay, let's recognize team levels, okay? If you are a senior consultant, you have 1 or 2 on your team, please stand. We want to give you a round of applause. They are seniors. Yay. Congratulations. Denise, you're a brand new senior. Twyla's a brand new senior.
You're a senior.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm still confused.
That's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing and you'll be fine.
Don't think too much.
Yeah, just keep doing it. Keep going, girls.
All right, now that new coveted red jacket. Oh my gosh, you guys saw the pictures of the new ones coming out? Oh, so cute. Who has 3 or 4 as a star team builder on their team? Do you guys see that you're going to start getting your bonuses immediately? Did you guys all hear that? Immediately.
February.
Yeah, like immediately, like it goes with your code. You don't have to wait, that's so cool. Okay, team leaders, if you have 5, 6, 7 on your team. us. We're gonna actually hear from them. In fact, I think right now we're gonna bring
If she's open to it.
Leanna, are we bringing you up? No, put it on.
Yeah, don't be on fear. You can do it. Let's give Leanna a big warm
Yeah.
Woo! I totally sprung this on her last minute, so I appreciate your willingness to get up there.
But you all know Leanne, I think pretty much everybody knows
So we
Leanne
should,
so well.
yes, we should definitely recognize
We
her.
love her, and we know that she's just a beautiful human being, and she's gonna make a wonderful sales director. And I was too when I started, so there's nothing wrong with that, but we do wanna hear a little bit from her, don't we?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'm sharing on my why I wanted to become a sales director. So kind of a few different things, but coming back to here, it's well, it's my family mainly, but financial freedom kind of is where I started with. I taught for 12 years, I can't remember, but so I'm not teaching it, I'm doing this full time. So now I need to make up that extra money because now it's on me, and then my husband is the finance manager at Granite, the car dealership. And so he has a lot of stress of making money, and because it all comes to the people who come, and so you can't always rely on not a consistent income. So, but it comes down to my family. I have a son who's 7, and he always asks to go on trips. And then my husband doesn't get to take much time off either from his job, because he works every Saturday. And so so my wife, my family, my son, and my husband, taking my son to the ocean, because that's where he wants to go. So having that extra money, and those memories, we talked about that with Jen. Now I guess it's making those memories with him when he's little, because he won't be little forever. And so just having that extra money to pay off debt first, of course, and then extra things like trips with him, and not having so much stress and pressure from my husband to make all that money, so he can enjoy more time with us at home as well.
Awesome, Leanne. I always love when we have somebody who's bold enough to come up and share. I'd love for you just to affirm Leanne, so anybody who wants to just share just one thing that you saw, or maybe one thing if you know her, one thing that you love about Leanne. So who wants to go? We'll have just a couple people. Thanks, Angel.
Yeah. Leanne, your heart is so amazing. I mean, ever since the first second I met you, you just exude it. And so I'm just so excited for the women that are they're out there praying for you to come to them.
Yes.
And so don't give up, because they are there. And I'm just so excited for you, because you have such a beautiful heart. And I know your heart is so for your family. So thank you for sharing.
Angel.
Remember when you joined and came to the first meeting, you could barely speak to anybody. It was like you were always whispering. And then when we went out to the bed and breakfast for January Jumpstart, and we rode together, and you asked me what you should do to keep, to make the income. I said, just keep seeing people and do what we were taught, and do the basics. And you've done that the whole way through. You're such an inspiration to me, because you stuck to it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
But you inspire me now to do it.
Awesome, Nancy. One more. Let's do one more. Oh, go Tracy in the back.
You've always been someone who mentored me. I've always looked up to you. You are so much stronger than you think. And every time I see you, it's just like, there she is. And I don't know if you know it or not, but you really are on fire, and you've been on fire since you started. And I love you.
That is amazing, isn't it? And isn't that the truth? Like, on fire doesn't have to mean, Nikki's kind of on fire, or, we all have our own on kind of fire. In the end, you have this quiet on fire that's really touching so many lives already. Amazing. Thank you for being courageous.
Yes, thank you for doing that.
Okay, now, I know we've been doing a lot of the why and that stuff, but we do want to go over some basics, right? Because I know some of you are new and you're like, oh, maybe.
Where's the meat and potatoes?
Right, yeah, right. We're gonna go over a little bit of that. I'm gonna bring out Lisa Kosuski now. She's our other DIQ, Director in Qualification, for those of you that are new. And many of you know Lisa too. I think probably everybody does almost. Lisa is another one of our hot shots who is already a leader in Mary Kay. I don't think the suit necessarily makes you a leader. You become a leader and then you earn the suit, but I think Lisa's already a great leader in Mary Kay, and she's gonna present to you some really good meat and potatoes on opening and closing a skincare class, okay? We were always taught in Mary Kay that you can do anything you want in the middle because the product sells itself. You know, once they're looking in the mirror and putting on the product, it sells, but that opening and closing is really where you capture what you're trying to capture in helping others with their needs. So, Lisa.
Let's give Lisa a big round of applause.
So I'm going to try to do this without my glasses because Katie is videotaping me and putting it on. But I do have them up here just in case. But so I am assuming everyone here has a flip chart. Is that right? Okay. Okay. How many of you use the flip chart? Okay. All right. So I have been doing this for 13 years. And so when we first started, we had a flip chart. I loved it. I used it all the time. I actually used it for many years past its time. I was still probably using it when we first switched to digital. And then I kind of got away from it. So when we went back to the flip chart, it was a learning experience for me. But I do really enjoy it because everything is in here that you need. But you don't have to use all of it. What you want to do with it is you want to tweak it so it fits you and your personality, but it gives you the basic information and the basic, what do you call it?
Knowledge?
Yeah, and like
words.
I want to say timeline, but anyway, so basically I'm going to start out and just kind of tell you how I start my parties. And on each top of each of these pages, it tells you about how long it would take if you read through it. And I have done that, and that is what it does. It takes about exactly that amount, but I don't read through the whole thing. So I basically pick lines and then I kind of cover up the other areas. And I just kind of go off the points. So I am going to just kind of read through it. Is that okay? You don't have to take notes on it because they're in there, but I just kind of want you to just kind of see how I just kind of touch base in each area, if that's okay. And I did time myself, and it should take me about 7 minutes to get through the welcome, not including the part because we're not going to do actual introductions and things like that. So basically, I do my beginning of my party. We do satin hands. When the customers first come, I give them their profile cards, and I like to get them started. I like to have a couple of the guests already there before we do satin hands, or we're going back and forth. So so you can get them started on their profile cards, of course, as soon as they get there. Just kind of save time and to kind of give them something to do and get them kind of started in the idea of the party or the appointment. So they would be filling out their profile cards, and then after I have a few of them and they look like they've filled out the main part of the profile card, we can start, maybe a lot of times have the hostess do it, or a consultant that has come with me, have them do satin hands with them, so then I can kind of continue on and do the satin hands. So then of course I start my party by saying, welcome to my party, or welcome, I want to, thank the hostess for inviting you. I usually have a little gift for the hostess. I also tell them that I have a little glam bag for them, and then I tell them that they will get it. I'll show it to them so they see it, and that they will get it at their individual consultation at the end of it. So that way they're excited to meet with me for at least to get the goodie bag, and they want to hang around for that. So I start out then asking them, of course, how do your hands feel? Did you enjoy the satin hands? What did you like best about it? And then, of course, they answer me and go through that. And then I say, I'd like to share a little bit about what we're going to do today so you know what to expect. So basically today, we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm going to get to know you a little bit. I'm going to tell you a little about me and my company, and then we're going to go try these awesome products. And at the end, we're going to get together and we're going to set up your second appointment or your follow-up appointment. So then I just say, okay, let's get started with introductions. And as for me, I like to start with something like, just share your name and maybe something like Nikki was saying that was fun. What do you love? I usually say what brings you joy, because that's something that down the road when we're working on a sharing appointment, joy is one of the things that we talk about or we ask them about so we can get to know what's important to them. Okay, so then I'd like to tell you a little bit about Mary Kay Ash, our founder, and I always say she was a real woman. She started her company in 1963. She was a single mom, and she was in a male-dominant world, a sales company for 25 years, where after 25 years, she retired in protest because after training another man, he was promoted above her. So she retired, and after she retired, she was kind of thinking about her frustrations in her Mary Kay business, and she thought about she'd like to write a book about that maybe, or a business manual. So instead she realized I can make this company a company that would help women achieve their financial goals but keep their priorities in line. And of course those priorities were God first, family second, and career third. And Mary Kay always felt that if she held those priorities in line like that, everything moved smoothly for her. She also wanted to build our company for women. She also built our company on the golden rule and the importance of giving back. So I'm going to just stop here quick to kind of show you. I basically just touched on simple points there, okay? And then at that point, when I say she built our company on golden rule and the importance of giving back, I like to tell them about the progressive recycling program. We have a 0% landfill. And also, every time you wash your face with Mary Kay cleanser, you are helping women and children have a safe haven, a safe place to be, because we are strong in the fight against domestic violence. And then also, every time you use our moisturizer, you're helping our research and helping to fund our research that affects women, or the cancers that affect women. And so then I kind of go on to the bottom of it. I also talk about that we're a small business, and that when you purchase from us, you are helping fulfill my dreams, and you're also supporting your local community. So all of that's kind of in here, but I just kind of touched the bases on it. So what I basically did to let you know that is I took 3 of those pages and put them into one. Okay? And so if I was just reading that off, it would just be a couple minutes. Then I go into my I story, and it's important to have an I story that, you know, is very quick and easy. Mine says, I've been building my Mary Kay business now for 13 years. My mission is to empower women to give them the strength, the vehicle, and the support they need to fulfill their wildest dreams. Before Mary Kay, I was definitely not makeup model Barbie. I was 15-minute girl, quick mascara, and out the door I went. I was also not the sales type. But what I did find as I continued in my business was this is a relationship-based business and not sales. So I really, really was excited about that. I also was a foster parent, owned my own business, and was heavily involved in my church. So I was a very, very busy person, or at least I thought I was. As I continued to Mary Kay, or as I started Mary Kay, I started for the discount and the girlfriend time. But like I said, what I found was this is a relationship business, and also there was no way that any other of those positions were going to give me a free car or free trip. So right now, what I really love about my business is team building. I love the products, of course, but where I can really feel like I can make a difference is team building right now. So
Wait, stop. That was phenomenal. Because number one, she overcame objections, right?
Right.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't be like Lisa. And she also shared so many parts
That
of
was
the
really
marketing. That, let's give her a big round of applause.
And like she said, there is like an outline that's really good to do that, because that is exactly what I did. But I followed the outline and then I put myself into it. And then I like to go through and just tell them what to expect. So I'm, again, following the flip chart, but I'm going to make it really simple. I tell them today you're going to get 3 things free. You're going to get the fact that our company our company conducts hundreds of thousands of tests on our products every single year, and that we hold our products accountable to the European standards, which is 10 times more stricter than the US standards. You're also going to get a 100% guarantee with our Mary Kay products. That means if you're not happy when we get together at your follow-up appointment, because I like to make sure I'm pointing out the follow-up in the second appointment so they're expecting them, then we make sure if it's something that you don't want, or I'm sorry, if there's something that doesn't work for you, then we make sure we tweak it and make sure you get exactly what you need. I'm going to point out here though, I don't necessarily say you can get a refund or any of that. I just kind of gear them toward, and of course they can get a refund, it's 100% guarantee, but I gear them to understand that we're going to find them a product that fits for them. And then I say, and you know what else you guys get? You get me. So you're going to get me, 100% guarantee, and of course the most amazing products and follow-up care. And then I just kind of go, then on this page here, there's a lot on here, but I basically say, I like them to pick up their mirror, say, look in the mirror, and please, tell me, is there one thing that you would like to change about your skin today if you waved a magic wand, or however you want to say that. They kind of talk about it a little bit, and I say, awesome, well, today it's only going to take us about 30 minutes to go through the skincare, which is even less, you guys, with the new 3D. But at home, it's going to take you a lot less, because I'm not going to be standing yapping in your ear. And they always laugh. Okay? So basically, that is my opening.
Love it.
That is my opening. And I don't know, somebody should have timed me just to see, but I walked through, gave myself some time. It's like 7 minutes.
Oh yeah, I think it's 10.
Yeah. So now I'm going to actually skip to closing.
Let's hand them. Yep, we're gonna hand out the closing sheet here.
So I know I talked really, really fast, you guys. But my basic point of that is that you can use the flip chart, but just make it your own. Just pick the key points and use words you would use, and just kind of, and practice it too. I mean, I time myself, I have videotaped myself. I mean, nobody's necessarily going to see it, but you guys, so it's okay to videotape yourself, and the more you do it, the less you say but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, and the less of the actual reading you have to do. I just do have one up here. Okay, so this is the sheet set that I use. This is the sheet set that I use to close with. I think it's very important. I'm going to tell a really quick story. But so when I first started Mary Kay, I was doing my appointment and I was just rocking it out. And I had a group of ladies and they were getting ready to leave and they were walking out the door and they had so much fun and I just felt so connected with them. And the girl's walking out the door and she says, so do I go online to order my products? I said, oh yeah, if you're interested and you think you want something down the road, you can. She goes, okay, so if I go on tonight, and just order them, and then how does that work? Oh, you wanted to buy something from me. Got it. Okay. So at that point I learned, hey, you know what? They actually, I have to sell it to them. And so it's really important you give them the option to purchase. I'm always telling people I share their products, I share everything with them, and it's their choice when they fall in love with the products to purchase it or not. So you have to give them the option. So basically what I do is I ask everybody if they've had fun tonight. I tell them to, I usually hand this out because I don't always use it as a placemat, but it is really actually good to use as a placemat if you use the other side of it, because then they can kind of be looking over that. And then I do not put this up first. Make sure you're putting this up first, or don't hand it out until you're done. Okay? All right, because you want to fall in love with the products, and then they'll worry about the cost on it. Okay, so I asked them if they'd had fun today, and I talked a little bit about, what was their favorite part, that type of thing. I asked them a few questions about that. Then I go on to, and again, it's right here. As you look over these sets, so I want you, and this says I want you to circle. As you look over these sets, I'd like you to kind of get an idea of what you would like to take home tonight. So I don't say, you know, if you were going to purchase or anything like that. I just say, I'd like you to get an idea of what you'd like to take home tonight. So remember, ladies, we started with we used our 3D miracle set today. Remember, when you use this, it's a miracle every morning and every night when you use it. And you can see, so we have the choices at the top. We did use the miracle set, but we do have other skincare choices, which I would have talked about off and on throughout. So we have our the miracle set, but just to the left of that is our repair set. Now, if I don't have anybody over like 40, I probably will move more this way quicker. If I definitely have somebody I would like to go to the repair set, I'd boom, go right to the repair set. And if we've used it or even if we haven't. And then I don't always point exactly on but you can point each one out. You can say, okay, remember we talked about the acne set because Jackie, you have a nephew that could use that. The acne set is there. So what you want to do is kind of pick out what set is best for you, what you would like to take home tonight. And remember, when we have a second appointment, even though you haven't tried it tonight, if it's another line that fits you best at your second appointment or follow-up appointment, we will make sure that that's working for you and we can tweak things for you. And then we also have the natural line. You know, again, Denise, you had talked about a friend of yours, and that would be perfect for her, that naturally line that we can try when we get together with her. And so on. Then you want to go down and at the bottom so you can see the prices of each one. So the miracle set that we tried today is only $110. You know, and we can kind of go through each set. Then I go down and say, this is a really fun sheet because then we can go on to, and we just kind of build your foundation from there. Actually, I was gonna
And
be all
notice
about
Lisa
writing
didn't
the
say
best.
dollars, she just said 110. You never want to say dollars next to it.
Yeah, and I actually don't really need this. Okay, so I kind of point at this, and these are the ones we did. And then we can come down here to our foundation. I love this because you can pick your foundation. So today we use CC cream, but you know, we have other options. We have our full coverage. We talked about that earlier. And then we have the mineral powder also, or we have a few other options. So you would pick your foundation there, and then which tool you liked. And I know Denise loves that blending brush. One is amazing. I'm still kind of stuck on the liquid foundation brush. I really like that one. I like to finish with the blending brush, but it's your personal choice. And then of course that foundation primer, which goes on, and remember how that made your foundation go on so much better there. And then you kind of move on to the mask. Now we did talk about these earlier, and we've got different choices there for your needs and your wants. And you kind of can pick your mask set there. That's super exciting, and I might point out which one we talked about. I use microderm on their elbows, so I talk about that. And then of course you've got the fun down here. So our satin hands. You guys remember how much you love the satin hands? And you want to make sure he's looking up at you a little bit. All right. And then the satin lips. And then also we got our makeup remover. We started actually with the makeup remover, remember? That's one of the best selling makeup removers in the United States for many, many years. So you definitely want to make sure that that's part of your regimen here. And then of course we've got some of the fun tools here that we might not have played with today necessarily. We did do the mascara, but we also can play with those a little bit more at your follow-up, or we can tweak that if you purchase those now and you need to switch that up. So I do want to point out we have a bonus down here. So if you purchase any one of the sets up here, you actually can get our new invigorating brush. I never say that right now. Or the travel roll-up bag for half off. So that's an amazing, amazing deal. Then I would pull out the roll-up bag, which I did not bring today, explain the whole roll-up bag and how it works and everything like that. So then I kind of just leave it and say, okay, now remember those glam bags. I have the glam bags. I know you guys are really excited. But is there anyone who has to leave early today or needs to get going? Okay, so Monica. So I will choose Monica. If nobody says that, then I will probably choose maybe one of the ones that are like the more fun, the more exciting one, the people that kind of interacted with me a little bit better. And then you just choose somebody, and of course go to an individual spot where you
And why would you choose somebody that's fun and exciting?
Well, I do it because number one, when they usually are ones that want to purchase, their friends can see them coming back with wanting to purchase things. They may, they're more apt to have the party and things like that. So their energy is a little bit higher. That's a good question. But their energy is a little bit higher, so it kind of sets the mood for where the next one's going, and then the next one's going, and then the next one's going. So that is why I do that. Thanks, Monica. And then we would get together individually. So let's say Monica and I got together. Super fun, guys. This is super easy. Pretty much almost done.
And where would you go, Lisa, for the
So
interview?
you want to pick somewhere that's a little bit separate. So you would want to pick that before you even started. So even if you're in like a group here like this today where you had a group of people, you kind of want to set at least over off to the side. Some homes you can actually go to like a kitchen and sit where you're completely different. And you want to do that because money is very personal. And so, in different things, people are more comfortable and it's more appropriate to discuss those type of things somewhere else. Or maybe their concerns are a little more serious too. Maybe they don't want it, So it's important to have them separate in some way. So when you are talking to them, if you have to be in the same room, you want to be, I guess it depends on the person, you can tell. If they're wild and whatever, it doesn't matter how loud you probably are. But if you need to read your people, and if they're a little more quiet, then you talk at more of a normal type voice and that type of thing. So yeah, but you do want to keep it separate. Then if you have not a completely separate area, it is just as easy to come to the end. Or if there's no other choice and you're at one table, then come to them individually. Come to them and kind of have them turn to you, work kind of, with each other face to face, so it's just you guys working together, so that way they get that idea of the personal consultant that you are, that you're their personal consultant. And I actually say that a lot to them, that I'm your personal consultant, because a lot of people don't understand that now, so.
Yeah. Explain, Lisa, real quick about your glam bag, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know what that meant.
Okay, so glam bag's really, really simple, because I actually, for my appointments a lot, here lately we haven't, just because people haven't wanted to do much color. Like a quick color, they're kind of ready to go. But I usually just do a dash out the door. Eye cream, sometimes I don't even do a cheek, but an eye cream, a mascara, and a lip gloss. Really pretty simple. That's during our final, so right after you do the foundation, you would do just a quick dash out the door. That way it makes your appointment quick and simple, but it gives them a little taste of color, and you can always remind them that when we get together for your follow-up appointment or the party you're gonna have, we can do color. So my glam bag, we've already, since for me, we just did the eye cream, I would put an eye color in there, or like a color card in there sometimes. Or a couple eye color samples, just one or two that fit together depending on what I have. But usually it has like the color card or some eye samples in there. It has like a little sample in it, and of course candy in my business card. There's really not a lot in there. I mean, it's really, really simple. So if you were to use an eyeshadows and lip, then you don't need any other samples.
And what do you put them in?
And I just put them in just about anything. But really just tiny little bags you can get from the Dollar Tree. I don't know if anybody has.
I just want to need people to
Well,
understand.
here, sometimes even put
So,
in
yeah.
these little guys, just.
Yep, exactly. And you have some of those are pretty simple. These guys, same thing. You can buy these at Hobby Lobby. If you watch the Dollar Tree, there's all the times you can grab little packets of these. They're usually holiday done, so I try not to too much do holiday. Just the end, and I learned if you don't use them right away, they kind of have to be redoing your bag. So I mean, all the way you could do snowflakes from November to April, and you'd be fine. But you probably don't want to do Santa, and you don't want to do Santa, or But hearts are fine all year round. Hearts. I just picked up Valentine's because we had to repack, and I just picked up Valentine's and I made sure they didn't say "Be Mine" on them. I just made sure they were hearts and cute things like that. So real quick, so your individual consultation is right in here, and I literally just follow it. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that at all. I'm trying to find there's another page there. Okay. Yeah, so basically I literally just follow this. They come sit down, I ask them, set up their follow-up date, their follow-up appointment, you know, of course, I asked if they had a good time, things like that. At some point, I had them fill out on the back of their card their favorite products, and I asked them to bring both this sheet, their profile card, everything with them to wherever we're going. So that way they have everything and what they've already written down. And then I set up their first appointment. You know, I asked them, you know, if they had a good time, what was their favorite products, those type of things. And then, of course, I sell the product first, so I ask them what they would like, you know, what they'd like to take home tonight. You know, a lot of times what I actually do first is ask them what their favorite set was. And then I say, okay, is that the one you want to take home tonight? And then kind of go from there. And it walks right, it even talks about it right in your flip chart. So then you say, okay, now what else? And you just wait and wait. And that's a really hard one, especially for me, and most of you know I'm a talker. So that's been a really, really, really hard one for me is to learn. But just wait, and they'll answer. And then they'll be like, and if they don't say anything, especially like right after the first one, you'll be like, well, you guys, what about that mascara? What about, so you don't want to leave them completely there. What about the makeup remover that you liked? Oh, I know you really like the satin hands. You know, name a few things there and go through. And then of course, what else, until they're pretty much, nope, I'm done. And then at that point, then you would want to ask them for a sharing appointment. Now, I don't know about you guys, and I know a lot of you guys are new, but so much easier, whoops, I'm making a mess here. So much easier to, that's why I do this, ask at that appointment right then and there in that way than it is to have to call them back later and ask them. Because you've already been talking about it, you've already set it up for that, they're already excited, as opposed to waiting a couple days or waiting a week. Because not only does your mind start making stories, but their mind kind of stops forgetting about how much fun they had. So it's so much easier just to hit those points right then and there and get that time and date set up.
And Nikki's gonna share a little
I'm
bit
gonna
about
share.
that after too, so that's a perfect segue.
That is.
And then I say, thank you.
Lisa! Let's do a couple of firms. Who wants to stand up and affirm Lisa? Didn't you do an amazing job? Stand up here, Lisa.
She had a question. She asked if I
Yes.
use the beauty book, and I do not.
No.
I don't know a lot of people do anymore. I think with the flip chart and things, it's just
Too distracting?
Talking too distracting. You have to know what page you're on. I mean, if you have this flip chart, then there's no reason. Super quick, simple. The simpler, the quicker, the you know.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so who wants to affirm Lisa real quick?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm standing.
Wait, verbally want to affirm her?
I do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I met Lisa years ago, and it was just, I think, kind of a God thing. She invited me to her Christmas open house, and at first I thought no, because I had a whole, at that time I was actually selling beauty counter. Okay. And then, but I like Lisa. Okay, so Lisa's wonderful, and so I thought, I want to go see Lisa, and I just want to go see Lisa. And then I walked in and I just felt like I was in the right place. So she's never pushed me. She's never, you know,
No,
she's
I've
not.
wanted really bad. I have, but
It
yeah.
starts tomorrow.
Well, now she does. Yeah, now she does.
Now I push her.
Yeah.
Until now.
No.
Until now, yeah.
No, but she's wonderful, because if she was pushy, salesy, if I ever once thought that she didn't care about me,
Yeah.
I'd be done.
Yep. She does have a heart of gold. Lisa, you have a heart of gold for everybody.
And even just a quick aha from what she shared. Did you learn
Yeah.
anything from what she shared too?
I just want to say about Lisa and Denise, whenever Denise had her party and she invited me, and I was kind of busy running around with friends, teenager. I came to get water because Denise has a water store, and I'm like, there's only Lisa and Denise, I gotta come back, I can't let them just
I know, she's too.
And I just fell in love with Lisa.
Yeah.
She has a really outgoing personality and down to earth, and I just love the way she went through the chart. And I was not gonna buy. I was not gonna buy. I was only there to support my friend, but then after I heard the presentation, I don't think, even I've been to Mary Kay thing before when I was young, but I didn't need it then. I think now that I'm 60 next month.
And look at you, spoiler, here you are, because of Lisa.
Things changed, so I was like, well, maybe I should.
But that's a great point though, what she said, is she literally had no intention to join. And she joined at the end of December and already has her second team member. Her second team member.
These ladies are teaching me to do.
That's another good point.
Awesome. Lisa, we all adore you. Okay guys, we are gonna, you need to like get out of here and get busy. Like you need to know, how do I start right now? We're gonna give you the simplest way to get going with that by booking your Perfect Your Power Start. This is gonna share with you, and then as soon as we're done, let's just give you a couple minutes. We're gonna split up into a couple groups and take some time to work with, I want the newer consultants to stay in here. If you feel like you're newer or you never really got started, stay in here. If you feel like you're on a mission, you know where you're going. Is that what everybody say it?
Yep,
You're going
go with
with me. Okay, and that's gonna be a little smaller groups, and then we'll come back here. I'm gonna touch on money management really quick before we wrap up because it's so important. Okay? Sound good? All right.
Okay.
Let's see, let's pass.
All right, so we're all excited and we're like, yay, I learned so much from Lisa, but it all starts with what? We gotta have what? People, right? We gotta have bookings. We gotta have bookings. We gotta have people to call, right? And so I just want to talk with you. How many of you are motivated by money?
I am.
By the money, okay? I'm proud. I'm very motivated by money as well. So just a little bit of numbers, first of all, that I learned when I was a brand new consultant. My mom knew I was money motivated, so she was very smart to tell me the numbers, because I heard the number and I thought, okay, I'll do whatever I gotta do to get there, right? And so a perfect start, I want to write this down, a perfect start is how many faces?
15.
Perfect.
15.
15. Oh, perfect. We're not quite powerful yet, we're perfect. Perfect is 15 faces, right, in 15 days, okay? So 15 faces in 15 days. Do you guys want to know, if you're a brand new consultant, you know nothing, you're a tree start kinder who hasn't even yet, you're just kind of getting started, how much are you going to sell in a perfect start? Just average, company average. What do you think?
$1,500.
Perfect, 15 faces, just 15. I like your big thinking.
Yeah.
The average is 600, okay? 600 is what you're going to sell knowing nothing, okay? You're probably going to sell more than that, that's knowing nothing. Of course, you're going to sell more now that you heard from Lisa, right? And you're feeling so inspired. Power Start, we're going to double that, 1,200. These numbers have almost never failed me. One of my last consultants, out-of-town consultant who tracked her Power Start, she did sell $2,400, and she only saw one party in action. She just went out and did it. So the whole point is, you don't have to be perfect, right? You don't have to be perfect to get started, but you do have to just, how do you learn? By seeing the faces, right? So do you guys know that it takes only 5 parties to get really good at Mary Kay? That's it, 5 parties. First one, you're kind of a hot mess, or maybe you've been on vacation, you're coming back, you're still kind of a hot mess, right? You get a little bit better, and by that 5th one, you're like, I could do this in my sleep. But the reason, do you guys know why Mary Kay came up with the Perfect and Power Start? Why does she want us to do them within a certain amount of time?
Do you want to do them quick?
Repetition money back too. Repetition is the mother of skills.
Yes, for repetition, and you're gonna get better each time, right? Think about that. How many of you have done something and then you go back and do it months later and you can't remember how you did it, right? But if you do it quickly, you're gonna remember, okay, what did I gain from the last one? How can I get better, right? And so the best way is you've got to track, because a tracked number grows, okay? So like I know for me, I came back from leadership and my immediate goal was that I'm gonna do a perfect start, minimum of a perfect start between now and the end of the month. That's very doable. That's just 15 faces, okay? So when you're looking at that, what is easier to do, one-on-ones, or is it easier to do groups? Groups. So how many of you feel confident in turning a facial into a party?
Oh,
You have a
not
lot
too
of
many, not too
fingers.
many.
You know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, who's bold enough to share how they're going to turn a facial into a party? Angel? Jen? I think your hand went up first. Okay, so you book and I say, so basically we're booked. I say, yep, I'll get together, and you say, great. Take me from there.
Okay. I'm already giving you, because you are one of my book teachers. That's
Okay.
my
Sure.
deal. I'm already giving you $10 off, but how would you like $80 worth of product for $40?
Ooh, I would love that.
So all you have to do is see if you have 3 friends who want to join you and hang out with you and enjoy the facial with you.
Simple, I love
Yeah, I
that.
can do that, totally.
And not only will I spoil you, I will spoil your friends as well and make them feel amazing. And you will get $80 worth of product
Ooh,
for
she's
$40.
mastered that.
For someone who feels she's not good at her skills, you
Mastered
are
that.
like that. That was perfect.
That's it.
They're perfect. You don't have to, you don't have to say the same thing as Jackie. I don't have to,
Right.
but it's, you're getting her thinking bigger. Everybody has at least a couple girlfriends, right? So would you like to do it alone, or would you like to get a discount, right? And grab some girlfriends and make it a fun girls' night out with 3 to 5 of your friends, okay? So easy, 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 okay? How many of you feel better now that you heard her say that, okay? Right? Because did what Mary Kay say, would you rather have a $500 party than a $100 facial? So when you're tracking this power start, again, remember what we talked about, level of expectancy? What are we expecting when we're calling people?
Expect them to say yes.
But what else are we expecting? They want to bring all their girlfriends because we're going to have so much fun, right? I see so many consultants stop at the one and they're like, okay, great, when we get together, and they don't even bring up until they got together with them their girlfriends, and then here's what I hear them say: oh, I would have loved to have brought my friends if I would have known I could, but they're not offering that. They're not offering that, okay? So where does it start? We've got to have a list of people, okay? We've got to have a list of people. So my challenge for you is you got to go home and you got to make a list. And I want to tell you something really fun that I did right before I left for leadership is, guess what I did? I did a brilliant thing. I went through my contacts in my phone. There is gold in the contacts in your phone. I couldn't even remember half the people, and I'd say, hey, Jen, this is Nikki. Do you remember me? And I'm still figuring out who they are. You know, but you guys, I got 5 parties booked just from going through the contacts in my phone. Oh my gosh, I would love to reconnect with you. And hey, I have a huge goal by the end of the month to see at least 15 faces. So who else could you think of that would enjoy a free makeover with us? And then you can get 80. I do the same thing, $80 for the product for 40. So who else can you think of? Okay, who'd like to enjoy the party with me? Okay, so contacts on your phone. Who else could you be contacting? Who else could we make a list? Think about people you work with, people you go to church with, people. What else? Who else could you be working with? People out and about, you're talking to people, right?
Clubs you used to belong to or joined. Or...
Yes, absolutely. Go back through. We all have people. We all have people. So I want you to make a list. Are you making your list, Jackie? I was like, oh, look at her go. So I want you to just make a list, and we're not going to have time to do it all right now, but I want you to make a list, and then I want you to practice your script, and I'm going to take you a step further, and I'm going to challenge you to actually call these people. Okay? If they don't answer, then text them. Because I'm going to tell you a story. I wanted to try the cutest little Wells Fargo girl, and I was so sad because I had 5 minutes at the airport. She didn't respond. So I said to my, I'm calling her.
Yeah.
She answered a book with me immediately. She goes, oh yeah, I got your text. You can't hear excitement through a happy emoji, okay? So like when I called her, I said, you have been on my mind. You had so much enthusiasm. I enjoyed. Everybody needs to go to your and be your teller because you just attracted me to you, and I would love and be so honored for you to be a face model. And I know you know amazing people that you can bring along with. Bam, party booked. Okay? So you see what I mean? So that's my big challenge for you, because did you know that you're going to book more people if they actually hear your voice? And you know what the easiest way is just to text them. Okay? So if you can't, and if you can see them in person, even better. But if you don't get a hold of them, that's okay. Follow it up with, just say, I'm going to follow this up with a text message. As I couldn't reach you today, that's fine. But that's my challenge for you, is get confident with the script, and if you want to talk to your director, we can help you with that. And then I encourage you to be on a mission to see 15 faces between now and the end of the month, because we have double credit. Have you talked about that? We have double credit going on. Not only is everything that you order counting for double, but you get a new. So Kendra joins my team, and she comes Great Start qualified. Instead of me getting a $50 bonus, I get a $100 bonus, but it's only this month. So it's not, I'm gonna get kind of going, and then February I'm gonna get started, right? Then you miss out.
Gotta do it this month.
So you get all your, and did you realize if you have 0 personal recruits on your team and you got 6 new team members this month because of your excitement, and that would count for 12, you'd be halfway to the court of sharing, and you already do the princess court, which gives great prizes at seminar. I mean, are you guys dreaming with me, right? How many of you believe? That's the first thing. How many of you believe that there are people that are praying you up, that want to not only they want to get together with you, they want to book a party with you, but they also want to join your team, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that's my challenge. So make a list and ask every single one of them, if they're willing to grab some girlfriends together, because it's so much more fun to do things in groups, and everybody wants a discount, right?
And this
if they
sheet that we
don't,
handed
no
out, you
deal.
guys, is a tracking sheet for your calls.
Yes.
Because you know in order to book one, you need to make many calls, right? To get the one booking. So you wanna track that. Sometimes we even play a game with ourselves saying, see how many no's we can get. Because when you get a no, you know you're closer to a yes. Don't let the no scare you. The other thing you need to know is that 80% of the people that book are gonna connect with you, do it after like the 7th contact. Did you know that? So sometimes we call one time, maybe twice we'll connect with them. Did you know your chances are almost nil? If you reach out to them at least 7 times, they're more likely to book with you and connect with you. So don't tell yourself a story that they don't want anything to do with you. It's not true, okay? So that's really, this isn't just like a everybody business. Seriously, you have to master the booking to have a business, okay? All right, so that gives you a little food for thought. What we're gonna do is break up into these groups, and then when we come back from group, Monica, we're gonna have you be ready to share a little bit. Okay, we have an on-target car driver in our midst, and we'll come back. We'll take
Probably gonna only have, what, 10 or 15 minutes for this?
we go
or-
till 12:30, so maybe, yeah, let's say 15. We'll start with 15 if that's, we'll kind of stretch it if we need to, but
Okay.
if you feel like you're on a mission, you've got a goal, you've been around a while, go with Nikki. Who's that? Raise your hand. Okay, you guys are gonna follow Nikki out and find a spot out there. The rest of you stay here and we're gonna go over a little bit more basic, kind of the same thing, but in a little more basic format, okay?
Can I take a few of these